So from today onwards, we are discussing a new topic, Gauss law and their applications. But before discussing the Gauss law, we must discuss about electric flux. So we are going to discuss about electric flux. Electric flux. So what is electric flux? Electric flux gives the quantitative idea about the number of field lines passing through any surface area. This is the clear-cut definition of electric flux. How many number of field lines are passing through any surface area? That is denoted by electric flux. How many number of field lines passing through any surface area, maybe that surface area is imaginary, that is given by the electric flux. That quantity is also named as electric flux, we shape in this class. Because we know if we are putting a charge, then certainly this charge have a field lines. This charge will have a field lines. So this charge have a electric field lines in the vicinity of the space. Surrounding the charge there is a field lines. So if we are putting a surface area here, this is a surface area, how many number of field lines passing through that surface area? You say very easily that through this surface area the number of field lines is passing through is 3. So that quantity is measured by the electric flux. That quantity is measured by the electric flux. Okay? If we have this way, from this surface area also, how many number of field lines passing? 4. So that quantity is measured by the electric flux. So here electric flux is calculated in this way. But how we can calculate in mathematical form all these things? Before coming on to this, we must discuss, because already I have discussed about the field lines. If you have a positive charge, they have a field lines. They have a field lines outward, and as like this is a positive charge, so their field lines is going into the outward direction. Arrow shows this is a positive charge, and if the strength of the charge is less, then their number of field lines is also less. Here number of field lines is more, it shows that this charge has the strength is more, this charge has the strength is less. If this is a negative charge, then only the arrow is inward. So in this way all these things are happening for electric flux. Okay. So how we can calculate the electric flux? What was the theoretical aspect about electric flux? Let this is a field lines in a space. This is a field line in a space. We have a fixed surface area. I am saying how we calculate the electric flux. For that, we need some arrangement. We need to know the quantity of electric flux depends on what factors. So for that, we have taken this surface area. This surface area, you see, that surface area is this much only. So we can put here perpendicular to this surface. This surface area is putting like that in front of the field lines. The next, the same surface area, but we are putting in this way. The next, here this is perpendicular to this field lines. Here it is horizontal, here it is some at angle, inclination, it has some inclination. Okay, here it is perpendicular, here it is horizontal, that just like that, and here it has some angle. So if we are showing here, I was making again from the front view, not only the, I was just making, this is the area, another area is like that, and another area is like that. Okay. So I am representing these things. This is A, this is A dash situation, this is A double dash situation. Okay? How many number of field lines will have to pass through this A? How many number of field lines? From this also 2 field lines are passing, here also 2 field lines are passing, here no field lines are passes through this. So if it changes the angle, the number of field lines are also changes. If we have made something like that, this is here you can't see very clearly the requirements, but you can see in this diagram also. Here the number of field lines 2. Here number of field lines, if it is horizontal, then 0. Here only 1 field lines are passing. Both the diagrams are the same, but here the situation will pass 2 field lines. Here also situation will pass 2 field lines. Here no field lines will pass. So these are the situations. So on flux, so this is a quantity electric flux. The quantity electric flux depends on what factors? If we have an electric field area orientation. So first, electric flux depends on these three. I am discussing one by one, but before discussing for this, I am saying again to you, what is electric flux? Number of field lines passing through an imaginary surface area, that is called electric flux. So you should remember, you always remember these things. What is electric flux? Electric flux is number of field lines passing through an imaginary surface area, that is called electric flux. So this electric flux, how many number of field lines passing? This electric flux through an imaginary surface area, it depends on electric field. Very clear, depends on electric field. Second, depends on area. Third one, depends on orientation. We discussed one by one how it depends. So how the electric flux depends on all these three. So your mind may be clicking that number of field lines passing through an imaginary surface area. That means it depends on electric field. Why it depends on electric field? Why it depends on electric field? The first question.